Guys, we're wearing kind of darker colors today.
Yeah.
Because we got a fucking episode for you today. For those of you that are new to this podcast, this is Asian Glow, where we talk about all the weird things we go through as Asian Americans, but not only that, we have no other category. I'm Clarence Angelo, I'm 21 years old, I'm Filipino, and my favorite Vine is the one where it's like, has anyone ever told you you look like Beyonce? They told me I look like Shalissa. Who the fuck is that? Me, bitch.
Hi, my name is Gracelyn. I'm 21. I'm Cambodian, and this past week, my dog got a boner when my boyfriend picked him up for the first time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of sus.
That's kind of sus.
That kind of sus. Whoa.
Hi, my name is Irene. I'm Korean, and I lost my internship and job. Double homicide.
Oh.
There is a Q&A that we released this last week. We decided to answer a lot of your questions that you wanted us to answer on here. On that mukbang Q&A, we were eating pho and answer some pho.
King questions.
With all of that being said, shall we?
We shall.
Going to LA this weekend, and I have a flight, obviously, and I was never afraid of flying, like, personally, but my mom is always kind of like, oh, just be careful. Like, she's always thinking about, like, oh, this could be the last time I see you kind of shit, you know? I was like, oh, like, you're still kind of scared of flights? She goes, yeah, like, I bring my rosary, which is kind of like the Catholic thing, and I was like, oh, do I bring anything, like, when I like go flying, like as my lucky item? And guys, I never did, but I have one now.
Okay.
What is it? Yeah.
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 No, it's your photo card. Shut up.
Boy, what the hell?
Park
Wait, that's
Jimin Park.
actually so funny.
For audio listeners, I do love you. It is a 4x4 square photo of Jimin from BTS.
4x4.
He's gonna keep me safe on the plane and in his arms.
As you should. Yeah.
But speaking of superstitions, let's get into this paranormal episode.
Okay.
Tell them what you brought, Grace.
Okay, guys, I brought incense to set the mood. It's green tea, and I have jasmine.
So while she's lighting that, how about Irene? You kick us off.
When my dad was in high school, he was a senior, and he was staying at his uncle's place. Their house had a carbon monoxide leaking right in their house, so my dad got
their house. In Korea?
Yeah, in Korea.
Okay.
So he got carbon monoxide poisoning, and so it went out of his head, like out his head or whatever. Yeah. So like he had to have his head patched up, and that's why he has like a big patch on his head, because he had to get skin from his thigh and like patch it up on his head or whatever. But he was in a coma for a week, right? And during the coma, I was like, oh, do you remember anything from the coma? He was like, oh, I just remember I was like really tired. I was like, why? He was like, because I was fighting with the Grim Reaper. Like, he was trying to take me, but I was fighting him.
That's crazy.
My dad got hands.
Did the Grim Reaper have that fucking, like, Minecraft pickaxe looking thing?
Dude, I don't know.
The scythe?
The scythe.
But
Minecraft pickaxe.
If you guys watch Korean dramas, shout out to Goblin. That's what it's called. Because the Grim Reaper are hot as fuck. Bye.
What's it called again?
Goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin. My mom's grandma, she also had a Grim Reaper experience. So I guess the Grim Reaper is like a popular experience in Korea.
Or your family, but...
or your family.
A lot of people die in their sleep when they're old, at least in Korea. And basically she was sleeping one day, and the Grim Reaper was like put on these clothes, and they were like dark colored clothes, and she was like, nah, it don't match my outfit, like not today, like it don't match.
Not my brand.
Literally.
Doesn't match with my feed.
She was like, I don't want to wear it, like it's too dark. Like instead she was like, I want to wear this hanbok, which is a Korean traditional like wear, and it's like very bright colored. And so she was like, I don't want to wear it, but he kept saying like he or she, I don't know, they, Grim Reaper, was like, so wear it, put it on. And she was like, hell to the no. And so she did it, and she woke up. And she thinks that, like, she has a strong feeling that, like, if she did wear it, she would have died.
No, I just know the Grim Reaper is so tired of your family.
No, literally.
For real.
Stubborn.
He's trying to give y'all hands, and y'all keep giving hands back.
Yeah.
I know. If it looked like the actor that plays the Grim Reaper in the Korean drama, I'd be like,
come again.
Like, giving them clothes.
It's my time to go.
It's my turn.
Actually, my sexual awakening was
Okay.
My sexual awakening was this one book where it was like a young author book, and the main character falls in love with the Grim Reaper.
Oh my god, wait, speaking of die, my mom died.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Tell us the story.
They're like,
Bye, these
"What the
segues are
fuck?"
literally
Someone that's literally driving, like listening. People drive while listening to our shit. That is a hazard. You are a hazard on the street.
No, actually.
I bet you when I just had my mom, they were like, my mom is called an NDE, and that means a near-death experiencer, and that's like an actual like term people call people that
Yeah.
like
Secret society.
who have basically clinically died. Like they flatlined and then they came back to life. They were like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm alive, but I'm dead.
Yeah.
So so basically, my mom, we used to live in San Francisco, and in San Francisco, the subway is called BART. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's like Bay Area Railroad Transit. My mom decided to go to a station that day that wasn't our home station, the one that was across our apartment. She decided to go to this other station because she felt this need to go there. Right as she parked at the BART station, she got out and she felt like not okay. Like she was like, something is going on with myself. Like
Intuition.
yeah, so in that moment she actually had like a heart disease attack, like not a heart attack, but it was arrhythmia where it's like beats are irregular. Yeah. The weird thing is that BART station that day was the one that was closest to Seton Hospital, which is like the hospital in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But it's nothing close to where we lived.
Yeah.
So she just randomly felt the need to. So she like booked her ass to the hospital.
Yeah.
Right as she got there, she like basically flatlined right then, like at the hospital.
That's crazy.
So she dead. She's dead for a second. I asked, I was like, what'd you see? Because I was like 5 at the time. So I was like, la-di-da, mom's dead. La-di-da-di-da. I had no idea what was going on. So I asked her like recently, I was like, what did you see? And she goes, I remember the doctor was like using the defibrillator, or is that what they're called? Yeah, they're like, that thing. And so basically, they were like, yo, she could have died.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm chilling. She was like in her bed, like, I'm like so fine, get off of me. And she's like, why can't they hear me?
Yeah.
And then she was like, and then she floated to the top of her hospital room, saw herself down there. Why am I laughing? Saw herself down there, and she was like, yo, what?
Yeah.
And so what she said, she remembered, she says, I have a son to take care of. And like, that's what she was thinking. So she was like, I need to get back to this. And so she like just.
So you saved your mom.
So you
single-handedly
so I can
saved your
gaslight
mom.
her with that.
My experience with like paranormal shit was like personal, and my senior year in high school, I was sleeping in my bed, whatever, and I feel a presence like kind of close to my, like right by my bedside. I'm like, oh, like it's probably just my dad because he comes into my room every once in a while just to check up on me. You know?
What'd you say, yo, like that?
When she goes, it's probably my dad. You know where this shit's gonna go. Okay.
So I was like, hello, dad. Like, and I'm like kind of opening my eyes, and I just see like a dark like male figure by my bed. So I'm like, okay, it's just my dad. So I'm just like, dad, hello, why are you just standing there? Why aren't you talking to me?
Ew.
I know, and he wasn't responding.
Yo, dad.
Yo, dad.
What the fuck? Dad. Yo, dad.
And then he wasn't responding. I was like, bro. I was like, whatever. I just went back to sleep because I was like, whatever.
I would not go back. I'd be like, I would wake up.
I'll be like, what the fuck you want?
And so I wake up in the morning. He's about to go to work. I'm about to go to school. I'm like, Dad, like, why did you come into my room and literally just stand there? Like, you didn't even respond to my questions. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I didn't go into your room last night.
You're lying. Let me see.
I was like, you're fucking lying, dude. You're fucking lying.
Do you remember how it looked?
No, like
it.
Well, I don't know what it's called.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. No, I like didn't see any like features really.
What were they wearing?
Male stature.
Irene's like,
I don't know.
Like, did it have a 6-pack?
Do you have a big schlong?
It was just fuck. No. That shadow's kind of large.
When I lived in my old house, I was trying to get some water, and there's like a hallway connecting from my room to the kitchen. And I was trying to go to the hallway, but down the hallway, I see a man figure in a trench coat with the fedora hat, like specifically, like leaning back against the fridge, like leaning downward so you can't see his eyes. And I didn't think anything of it, and so I searched it up recently. A man in a trench coat with a fedora.
Yeah, meet
and
the
apparently,
Robinsons.
Stop, Goob. Anyway, so basically what happened was he had red eyes, or no, he didn't have red eyes.
Go, girl.
I can't. Oh my god, he's possessing me. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Every time we laugh, we should start going.
Oh my god. I searched that recently, and apparently it's a very negative thing, and apparently he also has red eyes, but I couldn't see what the eyes looked like because he was looking down. His fedora hat was like covering his eyes, his whole face. Very tall, very slim, very skinny, with a trench coat and a fedora hat. So he was in the way of me getting water, and I didn't end up going up to him or getting water at all. I just went back into my room. He visits people whenever they're going through trauma or just negative shit. And I was like, what is this, honey? Especially when they're children.
What is up with this whole thing of everyone that we see being skinny? If anything, we should be like, we can't die malnourished.
Probably because they don't eat, right? Like,
because they're ghosts? What do they eat, girl? Before this episode, Grace was like, do you all want me to bring you lavender lattes? I don't even think I responded. And then the first thing I saw was like, Irene was like, not lavender. Not this again. Not this again. I had lavender chamomile tea one day because my friend recommended it as something that would be good for sleeping and good for morning puff. And so, like, not like, I mean, like, morning, like when your cheeks are puffy.
you know, a little wake and bake moment.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll totally try it. Like, I'm so into it. So I did it the first night, and I had sleep paralysis. For those of you that don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's basically when your brain wakes up before your body wakes up. In order for your muscles to move, your brain needs to kind of connect with your body. But it doesn't work that way when you have sleep paralysis. It happened the first time I had the lavender chamomile tea. It happened the second time I had lavender chamomile tea. I had no idea it was because of it, because I was like, oh, it's just tea, like whatever. So the third night, I was like, okay, let's figure this out. So I had the lavender chamomile tea, but then sleep paralysis is sometimes tied with sleep demons. Dun, dun, dun. This time I had a dream that I was in New York City. So pretty. Wait. I was in New York City with my mom. We had an Airbnb and we were going around the space museum, and it was so pretty, like stars everywhere. It kind of looked like you were floating in space. And so we were leaving the space museum in a taxi to go back to our quote Airbnb in this dream, right? And so we were going, and all of a sudden I noticed that the taxi driver was going off of the route that was showing on his phone. And I was like, yo. I was like looking at my mom. I was like, yo, he's not going the right way. He just added like 12 minutes to the route. Like ETA, it's not looking GOD. And I was like, Mom, can you like tell him to say something? She was like, okay, yeah. She goes, sir, like you're not going the right way. And he goes, oh, don't worry, it's just the green juice. It's just the green juice. And I was like, the fuck?
Okay, juice cleanse.
I was like, okay, juice cleanse. They're skinny. The freaking taxi driver was skinny.
We figured it out.
So I was like, the green juice. The fuck? And so I see that we turn into an alley, like this brick alley, and the alley walls turn from brick into like flames.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
So then I look at the driver. The driver turns into the skeleton with like green.
Skinny.
With the green aura around it. And I was like, that's probably what the green juice is. So I was like, fuck, I'm dreaming. And I knew I was. And so I had sleep paralysis because my brain woke up because I knew I was dreaming. And so I threw myself out of this taxi cab and I woke up. And I was like, this fucking lavender chamomile tea. I looked it up. Lavender is like a natural melatonin. And people, like, I was told to not take melatonin because it doesn't work well with my stress. I that was my first assumption because I've had chamomile before.
Okay. Oh.
Like, and it's just, I usually have chamomile after I have a performance or a dance.
Yeah.
Because it's like very relaxing, but I never add the lavender part to it. Lavender sales, the graph is going
actually.
down. But yeah, it's so funny.
Clarence, it's just the green juice.
Okay, so the next part of this podcast is a segment that we like to call
Asians Answer.
This part of the podcast is basically where each of us have 2 to 3 questions each, and we go on really quick conversations on topics, questions that we got on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, or things that we thought of ourselves. What is your funniest Asian high school memory?
Okay, this is really embarrassing for me.
When is it not?
So I was in robotics, and like there's this Korean guy that I like kind of had a thing with, I guess. We were coming from from a competition, a robotics competition. We were all in the same car.
Robotics?
Yeah, we were all in the same car. There's like an adult driving. It's really awkward, okay? And then I was like, haha, let me like say this and like, you know, like show him I like know a little Korean or like make him feel like a little, you know?
You guys had like a kind of a thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Like crush thing.
Yeah.
Like you guys were flirting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I was like, Oppa.
No.
I'm cringing, and I ain't even
no.
Korean, girl.
I just got secondhand embarrassment.
I'm cringing.
I'm cringing.
I'm cringing.
And he was literally like, "Do not say it like that." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "It sounds sexual when you say it like that."
Bruh.
I was like,
Bruh.
Boy.
"Anyway, so
Boy.
yeah,
Boy.
He ghosted me like a couple of months later.
We went to school in Texas. It was a pretty white high school.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, just to, add in a little sprinkle of representation, our high school did a thing called a diversity fair.
I don't know.
A
diversity fair.
Every single student that was of an ethnicity that wanted to represent their country could have like a little booth. Like think of a science fair, but a diversity fair.
Yeah.
Me and the whopping 3 other Filipinos at my school, when we did have to do something like present our slides or whatever, a lot of teachers would ask like, "Oh, can you teach us something in Tagalog or Filipino?" And me and my friend were like, "Sure. Totally." So we're like, "Here's how you say hi, it's kumusta." And then like, that's like, "Hey, what's up?" But then the formal way of saying hi, instead of saying mabuhay, which is the normal way of saying it, is buntis ako. And basically, what that means is I'm pregnant.
Oh my god.
So the next day at the school, after the diversity fair, I remember I walked into WAP, which is World History.
Wow.
WAP. And the teacher like looked at me dead in the eye. It was like 7 a.m. It was 7 a.m. She goes, "Buntis ako." I would just be like, hey. And so I tweeted it. Like after I graduated, I was like, now that I've graduated high school, I wanted to let you know that all the teachers that I said, this is how you said it.
Yeah.
Like it actually means I'm pregnant. And one of the teachers who now follows me on Twitter, she like responded with like a Nicki Minaj meme of her going,
Oh. Seriously, had the principal saying I'm pregnant.
literally.
Mine would probably be, this is not really funny. So I was in my government class, and basically my teacher was talking about how like certain races have a lower percentage of like political efficacy. So
Yeah.
like, they don't vote as much as other races or whatever. And we're talking about how Asians have the lowest political efficacy and that they are not the most involved in politics. And I was just listening, whatever, as a normal student. And she looks at me and she's like, "Irene, why is that?" And I was like,
Bruh.
"Girl, I don't fucking know. The
I know
fuck?"
you're not looking
You're
at
like
me.
sitting there, like just recently turned 18. You're like,
No, I wasn't even 18 because I turned 18 after I graduated high school.
it's so bad.
Did y'all ever do anything specifically weird when you had crushes as a kid?
Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Grace, you're asking me all these questions that make me so embarrassed. Literally last week, she asked, "What was your most embarrassing Instagram username?" I had to literally expose that to the whole world.
When I was a kid, I would coordinate my outfits. So like I would plan out what I was gonna wear.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't there like that day, I would get so mad because I would waste like a good outfit on him or whatever. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna see him this day."
Yeah.
In second grade, we used to name pillows. Me and my BFF. We used to name pillows.
Oh god, no.
And we used to like make out with pillows. No. Like, we would name the pillows after our crush or whatever.
Next to each other.
Like if I walked in on second graders doing that today, I'd be like, "Oh my god, they need to go to juvie."
Therapy.
Me and my cousin like had the same crush, like on the same guy, and so we would play.
Ooh, Miss Love Triangle over here.
We would play "Oops, I Did It Again," and then we'd dance around the room, and we'd be like, "Oops, and we'd like act like we're like singing it to him, right? And we're like, "Oops, I did it again."
Oh my god.
She was a TikToker before TikTok.
Yeah.
No, really.
Dude, those were the best. The concerts you put on with your relatives.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
actually.
Actually.
Cousins, like the
Bro.
dance
Yeah.
practice.
It would
It'd
be
always
like-
be that one cousin.
Okay, what was your favorite trend on YouTube as a kid? So mine was, y'all will all remember this, Draw My Life.
Oh my god.
I would make my own Draw My Life, whatever, but it
Yeah.
was like not my life. Like it was, I would make it up, like a random
Wow,
ass
she was a
person.
content creator.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she would be like pregnant at 16,
Oh,
all like weird
damn.
stuff.
You would make videos?
I would make videos and then I'd delete them obviously. But
Yeah.
then one day, like I didn't have a dry erase board, so I would have to do it like on a spiral. So I had a spiral and it was just like filled with drawings of like my life, but it wasn't my life. And my mom found it in the trash can. She was like, "What is this? This isn't your life. Like, are you not telling me something that you're supposed to tell me?" I was like, "Oh."
That's so
I was so
embarrassing.
embarrassed. No, I was so
embarrassing. My favorite YouTube trend was coming out videos. And then also the water spit take, the water spit challenge.
Oh, those
the
are funny.
Innuendo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like,
Oh my
God.
yeah,
Those are so
like
good.
the one between Tyler Oakley and Joe Sugg. Oh my god, that was literally my
Yeah,
favorite.
those are awesome.
Yeah.
I used to cry at the coming out videos.
There was one.
Ingrid Nilsson.
Ingrid Nilsson.
How did I know you were talking about her?
That's the one that sent everyone.
This isn't really a trend, but like when Dan and Phil were like a really big thing.
Oh
yeah.
Who was like your one like crush, like YouTube crush back then?
Key and Lolly.
Key and Lolly.
Oh, I really like Troye Sivan.
Oh,
I really love
that's
Troye
That's a good
Sivan.
answer. That's a good
Yeah.
answer. Okay, I had a huge personality crush on Grace Helbig. I had a huge
Yes,
Bro, I had a
love Grace
huge
Helbig.
personality crush on Grace Helbig
Yeah.
and then Jack's Gap. They were just beautiful.
Jack's Gap.
Jack's Gap. They were gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Oh my god,
Crazy.
wait, I totally this is giving me a lot
Yeah.
of like
She's like, guys, I was watching cartoons this week, and I have come to realize that I subconsciously think about cartoon characters having, specific ones having baddie lesbian energy. I'm talking Magic School Bus teacher.
Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle.
I'm talking about the princess from Brave that says, "Mom, it's just my bow."
If you had to change your fate, would you,
Would you?
SZA?
I'm talking quirky best friend from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Harper.
Remember that outfit with her with all the markers?
She's
Giving
a
very
pride.
much pride.
Yes.
Happy Pride Harper. I'm talking Cowgirl from Toy Story.
Jessie. Buzz was her beard.
Yes, Jesse was his beard.
Oh, Buzz was also kind of fruity. To infinity and beyond its pussy.
I'm talking that short girl that kept glitching in Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, the guitarist from Lemonade Mouth.
Oh, Stella. Yeah, she's...
How do we know these names so well? I'm talking Ursula.
Oh, I'm talking emo baddie from Danny Phantom.
Girl, you wish.
Oh, I so wish.
Actually, we all
Nah,
wish.
I wish too. I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the end of episode 4. Thank you guys so much for listening. Audio listeners, you're hot. Video listeners, watchers, you're also hot.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the next part 2, which is going to be just called episode 5, but it's a continuation of this kind of haunted story vibe.
Folklore.
We're going to say bye in our respective languages like we always do. So, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Oh, I'm talking the wifey from Incredibles.
Oh, Miss Elastigirl.